In this video, I'm going to show you how to change the color of buttons in Squarespace. Unfortunately, Squarespace haven't made this very easy for us, so to make this work, we're going to have to use some code. Don't worry though, it's completely free. I've also added it down in the description of this video, so I want you to go ahead and copy it just so you have it before we get into the video. Now quickly, I'm going to explain why I have two different buttons right here, and the reason for that is because with this code, we can actually isolate specific buttons and change their color specifically. Unlike what's currently available on Squarespace, if you go ahead and change the style of a button, that basically applies to all the buttons on Squarespace, which is not what we want most of the time. So yeah, go ahead and copy the code from the description of the video, and then I want you to exit out of your Squarespace editor, and I want you to focus on the left hand side here of the screen. Then right at the top, you'll see this search button. Click on it, and then I want you to search for CSS right here. Then click on custom CSS. Then on the left hand side, you will see a blank box. I want you to go ahead and paste the code in this box that you copied from the description of this video. And then in a second or so, you will see that the buttons here have changed color. Now, as you can see, both of the buttons are exactly the same color, and every single button on my Squarespace website is going to be orange with a white background, because this is what the code says. However, what the code allows us to do is to isolate specific buttons and make sure that any changes that we make only apply to that specific button, while every single button on your Squarespace website remains exactly the same as per your Squarespace style design. Now, in order to isolate buttons, what we need to do is find the block ID of that specific button, and to make that happen, we're going to have to download, or rather install, Squarespace ID Finder, this Chrome extension. It's super simple, it's also completely free. Once you have it installed on your Chrome browser, make sure to pin it right here in the top right corner so we can use it in a second when we need it. You can find the link to this Chrome extension down in the description of this video as well. So yeah, once you have it installed and you have it pinned here in the top right corner of the screen, click on these 9 squares here, which is basically the icon for this extension, and then you will see the block ID for every single element, including the 2 buttons right here. So in that case, I want to isolate the top button. So I'm going to click here, and then as you can see, I've copied the block ID automatically. I want you to go ahead and paste the block ID on the very first line right before A, and then I want you to press space 1 time to create the separation here. And as you can see, if I disable the Chrome extension, only the top button has now been isolated, and we can do pretty much whatever we want with it. Now, by default, we have this orange with white. However, if you take a look here, you have the background color, which is this hex code, and then we have the color right here, which is the code for the text of the button here. So just to show you how it works, if you want to go ahead and change anything, we don't actually need to use hex code. If you want to just type in, like, let's say, I don't know, blue, for example, you can see that it changes color to blue, and then let's say the text, we want to make it orange. Just like that, type it in, and then it changes color. Now, this is super simple. The hex code is recommended if you want to achieve a very specific color, but in our case, if you want to stick to anything that's super basic, like blue and orange, which looks super ugly, then you can obviously just go ahead and do that. And as you can see, only this button has been isolated, and we've changed the design of it, while every single other button on your Squarespace website will look exactly like mine right here, or whatever design you've set by default. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's how to change the color of buttons in Squarespace. If you have any questions, please let me know down in the comments below, and I'll do my best to help you out.